would check him on any damn thing. So he goes absolutely insane, just like he went insane on the 3 congresswomen, you understand, who dared to come up against him. Now look, we'll get a little bit of this story. This is Donald Trump attacks Elijah Cummings, Baltimore district as a rat-infested mess. All right, now this is his latest rant. Now we're gonna bring out what rat-infested mess means, because it doesn't mean what you think it means. But we're gonna find out here what it means today. Now, President Donald Trump was facing a fresh racism storm today after describing a politician's district in Baltimore as a disgusting rat and rodent infested mess. Mr. Trump took aim at the predominantly black district of a politician and critic of the president. The politician and critic of the president is of course Elijah Cummings. Now let's understand what that infested rat and rodent comment is about. He's not talking about actual rats and rodents, black people. He's talking about us. When he says it's infested with rats and with rodents, he's talking about an infestation of black people. Anything black that says anything about him, he's of course going to double down and attack. It's not within the nature of a white man to say, I made a mistake or I was wrong. They don't have that kind of integrity. You have to understand something. They can only respect their own humanity. Anybody else's humanity, and especially black people, they will not accept our humanity or be made to give a damn about our humanity. So understand what that rat and rodent comment that Trump said is about. The rats, the rodents, are of course black people in Baltimore, because Baltimore is predominantly black. And what happens is Trump didn't have anything else to attack Elijah about except for his district is infested with black so-called criminals. You understand? Black so-called criminals. I need you back, brother. Now, there's another story where Donald Trump had a goddamn rant again about Baltimore. But the thing is, and what we're going to start to see in the future now, is that Baltimore is going to be a talking point for Republicans. And the reason why is that the murder rate in Baltimore. Now, every time there's a murder, it's now going to be tagged with, this is a Democrat-controlled, predominantly black district. And it's like the Wild West out there. It's infested, is overtaken, and it's absolutely unlivable. And this is what's going to happen every time somebody attacks Trump on something, because the nature of the white man is to double down, to stand firm in his racism. And this is, you know what, this is why I like Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump, and I'm not saying I like him as a person or anything like that, but I like his racism. Donald Trump's racism is good for black people. is refreshing for black people. Because I'm gonna tell you what, covert racism, which is underground racism, is far more destructive than a person who is outright racist. Look, when Bill Clinton was blowing his saxophone and wearing his dark glasses and smoking his weed, black people was loving him, even named him the first black president, made a wax statue of him and named him the first black president. And this is because black people, we don't understand covert racism. Bill Clinton was able to mass incarcerate more blacks before or since his presidency. And then later on down the road, we find out that 40% of the people who were locked up and all of that mass incarceration was actually innocent. Now you got people getting released for murder crimes, rape crimes, all over the place. This was because Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton teamed up together, and brother, they are the mass incarcerators of black people. Hillary Clinton called our youth predators, super predators. And because black people had this love affair of Bill Clinton, we didn't understand what he was doing on the backdrop while he was mass incarcerating us. Read that again, brother. 1 and 6.
Obadiah 1 and 6. How are the things of Esau searched out?
How are the things of Esau searched out? We search out the things of Esau by we couple the things that he's doing now, the things he did in the past, and we look in the Bible and see does it match up. And that's how we know who the hell Esau is. We won't go through the whole chapter of Obadiah. Matter of fact, let's start at, I believe, verse 3. Now hold up, let me get this story first before you go there. Let me get this other story real quick. And like I said, what they gonna do is start making Baltimore a talking point for Republicans because of how destroyed Baltimore is. You understand? But nobody's ever going to look into how Baltimore got so destroyed. The only thing people are going to do is look at the affliction of black people and call black people out on their affliction that white people gave to us. Baltimore City is a port city, and being a port city, it's able to ship dope in by the ton because it comes right in, right down the harbor. And guess what? Over $10 million in cocaine was just recently found down the harbor, just walked up upon. And you thought this is $10 million. Street value is probably more like 30 or 25 million. You understand that? 25 to 30 million in street value in cocaine. This is just cocaine. We ain't talking about the fentanyl, which is a highly potent and powerful narcotic, which has to be made in a lab, which has to be maintained by temperature and lab conditions. So where the hell is black people doing all this? Look, this is chemical warfare that's being put in our neighborhood. We look at the affliction like black people are doing it. Baltimore was destroyed by the damn government, just like Ronald Reagan put crack in black communities all over America in the 80s. Now it's weed, it's different flavors, high on TCT, which is making Negroes go absolutely insane. And then you couple that with the fentanyl that they putting in it. Why do you need to smoke weed every 4 hours? You would not need to smoke weed every 4 hours. You need to do a narcotic every 4 hours because it metabolizes through your system every 4 hours. So if you're smoking weed and you feel like you got to smoke 4, 5, 6 times a day, every 4 hours, Negro, you smoking fentanyl, bruh. Look, hold on. Hold on, real quick. We're gonna get into this joint real quick, and then we're gonna go into Obadiah, and we're gonna go into the past too, because the scriptures say, "How do you search out the things of Esau?" Because Esau is slippery, man. Look, this cat, Esau, man, he's the Egyptian. He makes himself out to be an Egyptian. When Alexander the Greek went into Egypt, he made himself Pharaoh. He made himself a lineage in Ramesses as being a god. Because white people have no culture, they put themselves in anybody else's culture, and of course, they have to make some type of lineage or some type of direct line to them. That's why Alexander the Greek came up with Ramesses. Look, we got to understand who white people are. Just like white people now say they created country music and they created rock music, which is a damn lie. And look, white people will battle all day online to try to keep something that was clearly created by the Negro that they hate. But they will take the culture of another people and appropriate it. They don't even have the imagination in the mind to come up with any type of music, let alone jazz and blues that they've taken over. Look, our plight in America, they've been such terrorists to us that our plight in America, we had to make songs to talk about the terrorism that they was doing to us. The blues, that's because our lives were so destroyed in America. Look up a song called Strange Fruit. Strange Fruit, bruh. That song is about the lynching and murdering of black people. And look, it's such a hurtful thing, man. It's such only an absolute monster would bring a people to the point where as though they had to use the songs within their culture to explain the carnage that they're dealing with. What do you think rap music is? What do you think Tupac and Biggie was rapping about before that white Jewish man turned it over, switched it over to women being absolute whores and everything being about money? Before, it was about the street life that they was living and how hard that life was and the things they were going through in that life. Look, the white man's the devil, man. Let's get this story real quick. Let me see if I can get to it. Then we're going to get to these scriptures. Okay, we're going to start at Obadiah 1 and 3. Let me find this real quick. In 1 second, if I could. Bam, let me see. Bam, bam. Oh, I got it, okay. All right. All right. Early signs of difference between black. All right. All right, I got it. All right, let's get there. So, all right, I found this article right here, and I found it very interesting. Very interesting, because this came a day after Donald Trump did his tweets about Baltimore being rat-infested and rodent-infested mess, meaning that the rats he's talking about aren't the rodents. That's Negroes in Baltimore. He's calling us the rats and rodents that infest Baltimore and destroy it. But what he's not understanding is that it's his government that destroys Baltimore because they're so bent and set on destroying black people. It's obvious. You can't look at the drugs out on the street and not understand that it's not coming from black people. We are not growing it. We are not manufacturing the weaponry. We're not transporting it. It has to come from an entity that has warehousing, transportation, and all of this has to be in a corporate type setting for it to get to every black community in America. Because I have not gone to a black community in America that did not have dope by the ton, that did not have destroyed people in it. So whoever says that black people are responsible for the dope is a damn liar. There is a white hand controlling every drug deal, whether it be in the ghetto, whether it be on a highly publicized football team, wherever it may be. The white man has manufactured, warehoused, transport, manufactured in a lab. He has done it and controls every drug deal in America, period. There is no way you can get around that. All right? 5 shot dead Saturday through Sunday in Democrat-controlled Baltimore. Why is it important that they would say Democrat-controlled Baltimore? This is because, go ahead, Al, you got something?
Because every time you talk about the Republican, the Democrat is on the same page. When you go back in history, you will find out that the Democrats owned slaves as well. So that same racism coming from the Republican is underlying with the Democrats being underlying party or a secondary party, but they of the same cut from the same cloth.
Same damn thing. Thank you, brother. Same damn thing. It don't matter who you vote for. Your sons are going to die in the street. It don't matter who you vote for. Dope is going to find its way to your community. You say that black people have rights. I say that black people don't even have the right to grow up in a drug-free neighborhood, man. That's what I say, and I'm right. I'm right. I can prove that. We got no goddamn rights in this place. That's what we don't understand. We're going to kick the rest of this real quick, and then we're going to get into Obadiah, because we got to understand how white folks think, man. And it's right there in the Bible. And we're going to hit on some points in history. But I wanted to bring this out, man. This is important. 5 persons were killed and numerous wounded Saturday through Sunday in Democrat-controlled Baltimore, Maryland. Bret Hart News reported in Bret Hart News reported at least 5 were shot. 3 fatally in Baltimore on Saturday. These included a fatal shooting just after 1. Look, the Democrats or Republicans don't give a damn what's happening to black people in Baltimore. Look, white people sell our goddamn dead organs, man. And there's enough proof. There is enough proof to prove that they are murdering and selling our organs. You understand me? But they don't give a damn who shot and murdered amongst black people in Baltimore. And I can prove that quickly. By the murder rate apprehension statistic. The murder rate, I got you, brother, I see. The murder rate apprehension statistic says that under 30% of murders in Baltimore City are solved. That is adverse to the 80% of murders that are solved in white-controlled Canton. So now this is something we got to understand. You have a district within Baltimore that has a different rate of recidivism on murder, of apprehension on murder than you have in the city altogether. Why? Because Canton is white. And in that district, they are spending tons of time, tons of money solving any murder that happens amongst white people. But the murders that happen amongst black people go unsolved. 30% on a murder rate when we paying these cops all of this type of overtime. Did you have a question, brother? State your name. What's your name, brother?
My name's Melvin.
All right, Melvin. What's your comment, brother?
My comment was, like you said, they cause the murder cells, and they don't care, like you said, they have open wars. They don't care how many get murdered because they still making a profit off of all of your organs in your body.
Exactly.
That man's organ is the most.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. Okay.
In America, it's not the black woman. That's why you don't see a lot of dropouts on black women. It's the black man. They most money off the black man organ.
I got you, brother. I'm gonna say this to you. Do you know that there is over 12,000 women missing, and that's just in DC? Look, all over the country, there's more than 60,000 black women missing. Oh, they're taking their organs too. And this is the thing. Nobody gives a damn. The black woman is the most underprotected woman amongst all the races in America. She's the most underprotected, but she is the one that upholds the ideals of America the most. Yeah, we got to understand that. Look, let's jump in Obadiah real quick. Give me that third verse in Obadiah.
21 concert. Obadiah 1 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Good night. The pride of thy heart hath deceived. Look, the white man is so proud in his heart. You have to be so proud in your heart that you don't believe that all of the terrorism, all of the murder that you've done with black people is not going to be dealt with. You have to actually believe that deep in your heart to do the type of things that were done to black people. Look, tell you something real quick. During slavery, these white people would take our babies, all right? Take them, and I'm talking about toddlers and younger. I'm talking about babies. Because what they was trying to do is hunt bull alligators. So they would take them babies and put them in pens on the edge of the river, put little slices on their knees and on their thighs to chum the water. And that would get the alligators excited. Leave them in the pens. And man, look, I'm talking about babies, man. It takes a heartless bastard to do something, to take a baby, a child who is innocent, done nothing to you, for you to take that child and chum the water of an animal with the child, man. This is a people that has no dignity. This is a shameful people, man. They have no dignity and care about nobody else's humanity. That you would take a baby and chum the water of an alligator, bruh, and then take that baby, tie a rope around the neck and a rope around the torso, toss it in the water, and wait for the alligator to come and swallow the baby. Pull the alligator on board of the boat and take a pickaxe and open his brain up, man, and then pull the baby out of his mouth and chum the water again with the same baby, man. It takes a heartless, disgusting piece of garbage to do something like that, man. We got to understand what we dealing with here, man. This isn't something that this isn't something that just happened. Look, where does that deep-seated hatred come from? I mean, to take the baby of a people, you have to have a hatred that's deep-seated on a genetic level, man. It got to be on a genetic level. Because what the hell has black people done to white people? We didn't make war with them after slavery. We went on about our damn business and started building cities, man. They couldn't stand the fact that we were building cities and walking around and goddamn doing business and being and making profits. They came in, murdered and burned down every one of our cities. They burned down and murdered every damn body, men, women, children, old people. They gave no quarter at all to black people, man. That's shameful, bro. That is a shameful people, man. And still today, you can still have enmity against black people after all you've done. Look, I had white people on my slavery saying, I don't want to pay for welfare. I don't want to pay for government assistance. But look, they won't look at the hard goddamn fact that the majority of people that's on welfare is white people. That there's enough black people working to take care of the black people that are on welfare. You ain't paying for black people to be on welfare. So what the hell are you mad for? Like white people got to make up stuff. Like the reason they burned down Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because some black man supposedly sexually accosted a white woman. That never happened. It never happened. But they have to make up something because they understand that what they're doing is so vile and so shameful that if it would have come out in the open and in the mainstream, everybody would absolutely hate them for their mildness, man. Read on. Second part of 3. You can start over on 3.
It says, Obadiah 1 and 3, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
So proud, man. So proud. Don't think nobody and nothing can touch their kingdom, and nobody can make them pay for the barbarism that they've done to black people. Go ahead.
Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock.
Thou that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rock. The white man is a caveman. It was he who lived in the caves up high, who defecated in the same place that he lived and left the defecation. Look, that ate raw animals, threw that in the defecation and every goddamn thing else he had in there, man. We were the ones that taught him how to live. He who lives in the cleft of the rocks. This is talking about the white man. Go ahead.
Whose habitation is high.
His habitation always high. That's why he builds skyscrapers. And the man stays in the penthouse. You always know where the richest white man is. He's in the damn penthouse up high. Go ahead.
That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down?
Who shall bring me down? Look, you can couple this with Isaiah 42. You understand me? Because, is it 14 and 42? Well, Isaiah 40. Isaiah, where it says, Lucifer was cast out and his angels with him. You know, the white man does not believe that anybody can make him pay, can bring him to justice for what he's done, man. He don't believe he can ever be brought to justice for what he's done. That's why In his heart, he don't care about the murder and the carnage that he does to black people. Go ahead, Al.
That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Shall bring me down to the ground, man. Go ahead, brother.
Though thou, Obadiah 1 and 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
As the what?
As the eagle.
As the eagle. What did the white man say when he planted that flag on the moon?
The eagle has landed.
He said the eagle has landed, brother. Bro, this is the white man. This is how he exalts himself. You understand? He planted that flag in the moon like this is mine. This is mine. Like he takes. The only reason nobody got murdered for him going to the moon is because nobody is there, brother. Whatever continent he goes to, whatever landmass he goes to, there is sure to be a genocide. The white man don't get along with no damn body, brother.
Exactly, and that's a very heavy point that you bring it out about the eagle, because the eagle is a very predatory and murderous bird.
Mm-hmm. The eagle is predatory, man. And look, it has no care about what it kills or how it kills. This white man, look, you'll hear him talk about manifest destiny. You'll hear Donald Trump talk about manifest destiny. Manifest destiny is actually a white man's religion, man. This is his excuse. This is his out. You have to understand. The white man is a human being, although barely. And in the mind of a human being, we must reconcile why we do such evil things. If you do something extremely, horribly evil, you have to rectify that in your mind. And this is how they rectify the murder of 70 million Native Indians, the murder of 200 million black people. That God destined them. It was preordained by God that they take over the northern hemisphere, man, that they take over North America and make it great. Because if they didn't take over North America and make it great and bring civilization, it would have been a wilderness. This is the problem. It was great before this bastard walked on that continent. There's writings about Native Indians talking about you could walk on the backs of buffalo, man. Like it was so many. It was so much resources over here. It was so rich and so beautiful and so pristine before the white man arrived here, because he is adverse to nature. He's adverse to nature. He is adverse to God. The white man is at odds with God and the nature of God and how God creates. You understand? God creates different species. The white man wipes them out. The white man is the end of life. What's that scripture? What's that scripture? Jacob is the beginning. Esau is the end. No, Esau is the end. Jacob is the beginning. 2 Ezra 6 and 9. The white man is the end of life. You understand? He worships death. You gotta understand that. An animal is not beautiful unless it's stuffed in on his mantle. You understand? Nothing's beautiful unless it's dead. The white man worships death. He'll even have sex with a dead body. This is why the Lord told us not to engage in the abominations of the other nations. And the white man is the most subtle beast, the most subtle. And this is not saying that the other nations are not subtle, just that the white man is the most disgusting and vile amongst them all. His thinking, he does not think anyone can bring him down. Now think about that for a second. If you do not think that anyone can bring you down, that anyone can extract justice from the murder and genocide that you've done all around the world, you think you God. You have to think that you're God. This is why these scriptures pertain to the white man who is Edom. Go ahead, brother.
If you want verse 5, sir?
Go ahead.
Obadiah 1:5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? What they have not stolen, so they had enough.
Look, if a robber come to your house, would he not steal what's there till he had enough? Look, the white man will take everything, even your humanity. The white man has taken so much, he's taken our identity. Even a goddamn prisoner, a criminal that has been released from prison gets a damn ID card. He has reduced us to the level of an animal, man, in our goddamn minds. We can't even think enough to know that we ain't got no damn business voting. When black people vote, we vote for the least racist white man. That's retarded, man. That is absolutely retarded. Look, think about this for a minute. You sitting here voting for the person that you think is going to hurt you the least. Think about that. You know you're going to be hurt. You know you're fitting to be dealt with. But you want to give the gun to the cat that you think is only going to shoot you in the leg and not the goddamn eye. It's retarded, man. That's the light being taken out of our minds, man. And you know what's so disgusting about it? You know what's so disgusting, man? That the white man is not done with his carnage. He's not done with us. And brother, look, there was a dark-skinned face in that White House for 8 years. Now we must pay in hurt and in blood and in bone, because white people must see us hurting, man. They must see us hurting. Wait a minute. They have got to see us on the other end of a damn stick hurting. Call Mataza Bob for me real quick. See what he's doing. Might have been saying something about the class, I'm not sure. You know, look. He's not done with his carnage of black people. Look, 400 years, in 400 years after slavery, after lynchings, after barbarisms, look, they even had death camps in America. Death camps. I didn't know they had death camps till I looked up the Devil's Punch Bowl in Natchez, Mississippi, or I think it's Mississippi, where they built forts and they put only black women and children in and starved them to death And when the black women would cry about their babies being dead, and could you bury them, please? Beg white people to bury their babies. The white people, the white guards, threw the shovels over the fort and said, bury them where they are. Like, you cannot get past the shame and disdain of that, man. And the Lord is going to bring that shame out. And when it all comes out at once, we're going to see how shameful this bastard actually is. All right, is the brother good?
Come on, he was just saying that where the class had picked up at online, it sounded like it was just music and the radio staff, but I showed him we live.
That's what's up. All right, go ahead and read, brother. Where you at?
We're in Obadiah 1 and 5.
All right, hold on for 1 second. Let me get there with you. I just want to see something real quick. We have 1 and 5.
Come on, cousin.
Good. All right, go ahead, brother.
Start over in Obadiah 1 and 5.
You can.
Come on, cousin. Obadiah 1 and 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Will they have stolen till they had enough?
Well, they stolen till they have enough. The white man today sell our organs, man. They extract tribute from us by putting dope in our communities. They make the money from that. They make the money from mass incarcerating us. Just think about the money they make from the bail, just locking us up for petty crimes that we have to bail ourselves out on. Think about how he snakes red line speed traps throughout our neighborhood, red light tickets throughout our neighborhood, and extracts that money from us, man. Look, our taxes, we're paying in Baltimore the highest property taxes per capita in the whole goddamn state and the whole region. And guess what? Our schools are the most destroyed because in Annapolis, they'll take all of that money that black people is paying for property taxes and send it to white schools, while black schools suffer in poverty, can't even get a meal in the morning. Like, this is how shameful these people are. And then they come back and say it's black people's fault for our afflictions. Like, we just woke up one morning and said, we want dope in all of our communities. We want all our children to be subjected to violence, to be subjected to stress and death. Like, we just woke up one day and said this. Like, white people, look, like, white people need to do a serious goddamn overhaul of how the hell they think, man. But we read this Obadiah and we understand how they think. We understand the narcissism that they have. Like, in their minds, they're not doing anything wrong to black people. Even though black people have done nothing to them, they have manifest destiny on their side, where the Lord ordained them to civilize this part of the world. So it doesn't matter what they've done. Yeah, they've enslaved a couple of Negroes and did this and that. That doesn't matter. They've done more good than they've hurt people. This is a damn lie. This is a damn lie. The white man has stripped the humanity off of black people, man. Look, and this is, I got you. And it's so disgusting now that, look, this was a common practice. This was a common practice. Salaki, 1 minute. Look, this is real right here. Damn, I forgot my thoughts. Let me get it back. Give me a second. Give me a second. What I was talking about. Oh yeah. This was a common practice during and after slavery. This was a common practice where you would get married to a sister, and this is actually in the Bible in the curses as well. You would get married to a sister, you would be betrothed to her or engaged to her. You understand? She might be from another plantation, or she might be from your plantation, because of course, you're a slave, you're owned by this absolute monster. He got you in slavery, subjugated, destroyed. He not feeding you enough. He got you working in the fields day and night. He won't even let you have your damn woman. You betrothed to your woman. You get married to your woman, and he comes to the bed chambers to pick up your woman and to take his spoils. And this white man tells you she better act like she like it, or I'm gonna whoop her and I'm gonna whoop you. You cannot get any more shameless than that. You can't get any more shameless. It takes a special kind of people to do something like that to another person, man. Like, you have to have no heart, no soul. You have to be completely empty inside to take a man's wife on his wedding day and tell that man, I'm going to have sex with her, I'm going to rape her, and she better like it. And if she don't act like she like it, if she lay there, I'm going to whoop her and you. That is a level of demasculation, dehumanization, that is insane. It's insane, brother. But this is what was done to us. Now, are you surprised today that white people would walk into a church and murder 9 people at gunpoint? Is that surprising when you know these things about history? The water, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Dylan Ruth walked into a church. He walked into a church. It was 9 black people in there, mostly old, mostly women. He didn't give a damn if they were wearing a suit and a tie or a pair of Timbs. That meant nothing. Didn't make any difference if they was wearing a hoodie. Matter of fact, he was wearing a damn hoodie, I believe. He walked in there with his goddamn 9mm, and he murdered. After they did a prayer, after they prayed for him, after all of them said, we so blessed to have you here. That white boy didn't give a damn about your philosophy, your religion. He didn't give a damn about none of that. All of them in that church, they were good Christians and good Americans, so-called. They all stood for the Pledge of Allegiance, like white people want us to do. Dylan Ruth didn't give a damn, because that is in the nature of white people. That's the nature of white people. They hate us because of who we are. They hate us because we survive, because we live. There's no other reason. If anybody knows a reason why white people would hate black people, please call in, type it in the chat line, let me know. Because I've searched all through history. I cannot find a time when black people as a people did anything to white people. I cannot find it. Black people have had integrity throughout the 400 years of dealings that we've had with white people. They have murdered us, slaughtered us, lied to us, demasculated us, destroyed us, made us into something we were never to be. What's going on out? My man, what's up with you? Look, out of this 400 years of interaction with white people in America, we have been dehumanized to a point where we have been put on the level of the beast of the field, brother, with all life being extinguished out of our minds. We have to understand that right now, we have no rights in America. There are no rights. Equality only exists in the mind of a black slave. That's where equality exists. Equality only exists in our ridiculous ass, small ass minds because we don't understand white people. What race of people fights for equality? What? Name one. Name one race of people that fights for equality besides black people. No one. Every race of people fights for dominion. Only a slave would say, I want equality. Why? Because we love our abuser. We love our enslaver. We love our terrorist, our genocider. We love them. And guess what? They cannot help us. Matter of fact, give me that verse. We look for a nation that cannot help us, but I'm gonna give that to Obadiah. Yeah, give me that.
Lamentation 4:17.
You down?
As for us, as for blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, as for us. This is specific, man, because not every race of people looks and yearns for another race of people to help them, man. This is specific. We're going to the voting booth to beg for the least racist white man. Look how absolutely, utterly disgusting that is. I know that these people are racist. I know they're gonna rape me. I know my children are gonna die on the corner. I know dope is going to be put in my community. I know that we are all subject to mass incarceration. I understand this, but I'm going to vote for the least racist white man, the one I think is going to do the least amount of damage to me and my people. Get the hell out of here, man. That's insane. Equality is insane. White people will never allow us to be equal, to grow and to move and to do business on equal footing. That's insane to even ask these people, man. Let's get the Lamentations first. Go ahead. As for us, our eyes have yet failed.
Our eyes have yet failed. Why? Because we constantly looking. We're constantly looking and begging white people. We're constantly trying to get a token from these people. Barack Obama was a token. They have changed. They do love us. There is hope. Ain't no hope for equality. There'll never be equality. Read.
Yet fail for our they help.
Yet fail. We fail to find any compassion within white people. There is no compassion. There is no light. So now we got to deal with what's left. Now we got to deal with the reality that guess what? They ain't fitting to stop murdering us, man. They hate you, nigga. They hate me too. And if they hate me and they hate you, why can't we work together? Why we got to be adverse to each other when we got something that's destroying us? Why we got to keep looking towards that nation? Read that verse over again, brother.
Lamentation 4:17. As for us,
Go ahead.
our eyes as yet fail for our vain help.
What does for our vain help? Looking for a help that's in vain. What does that mean? What that mean? Somebody tell me what that mean. Young man, what that mean? Something that's in vain. Give me a synonym. Something that's like it. What's in vain? What that mean? Look it up on your phone. You got a phone, look it up on your phone. I give you time. What's in vain? In vain. Hold on, brother. Go and answer it. In vain, brother. In vain. You understand me? If you have a hole in your cup, right? And you trying to fill your cup up with water, but the water keeps going out the damn hole. Is it not in vain to keep pouring the water in the cup? Give me a synonym. Go ahead. Say again. Conceited.
Egocentric.
All right, that's vain. The hell? That's vain. Give me something that's in vain. Give me the opposite of what you just talking about. Give me something that's in vain. Not vanity, not being vain, but this is something that's in vain. This is something that you're doing over and over again, and you're getting the same damn result. All right, I'm gonna have to move on from you though, bro. You got it? Get some antonyms to it.
The only antonyms that I see is like humble, modest, shy. You gotta get
that is to vain, but that's not what I'm looking for. Go ahead, Gabal.
In this sense, vain means nothingness. Like we keep looking for a help from a nation that can do nothing for us.
So now it becomes ridiculous.
No value.
It becomes stupid. No value. There's no value in it. Give a brother a hand. We seeking value in something that has no value. We're looking for this nation. We constantly stirring and peeping and looking for this nation for a token, for a blessing, for something. Help us. But this is the nation that's destroying us. So how can we ask them for help? This is the insanity of it. Whenever you ask somebody, what's the definition of insanity? What do they say? Not to zone. What's the definition of insanity? If you ask anybody, it's a common saying that people say.
Insanity means not in the right state of mind.
Nah, doing the same thing over and expecting. Say again?
Same result.
Expecting different results is insane. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, but you're expecting something different to happen, that's insanity, man. That's insane. But that's what we do. We've been voting for 60 years, right? We vote and we vote and we vote. And guess what? Not only do nothing change, not only do we get the same results, but it always escalates. You understand? We die more. We abort our babies more. 19 million abortions in 10 years. Get more than nothing. Raise your hand up. But get more than nothing. That's right. That's right. Where we at?
Lamentation 4 and 17.
Go ahead.
As for us,
That's for us.
our eyes as yet fail for our vain help.
Fail for our vain help. Go ahead.
In our watching,
In our watching, in our looking, in our searching, go.
we have watched for a nation that could not.
We watching this nation, man. We watching the news. We trying to figure out who we need to vote for, who's going to help us, who's the least racist. We know Donald Trump is an outwardly racist. We know that. We know that no other candidate is going to deal with the true issues that's plaguing the black community. We don't have any business. We don't have comrades amongst each other like every other race of people have. Who's going to fix that? Nobody even talks about it. The Chinese, the Arabs, they all have our business. They're all taking our money. Why? Because they're allies of the United States of America. And their children have to have a platform that they can be successful in America, because black people are supposed to take the burden of America. It was built that way and designed that way from the beginning. We must suffer in America. White people would not have it any other way. To vote for any white person or any person at all in this government is in vain. It's in vain. It's stupidity. It's stupid. Every candidate is bought and paid for by the 5 families that really run and own America, like the Rockefellers. Look, they've all been vetted. Every president that gets up on that pulpit understands that black people are the financial engine which moves America. That anything can be done to this people in order to move America forward. Other countries don't have slaves. You got what? Russia? Russia has twice the landmass and twice the resources as the United States. How could the United States win a Cold War against Russia? Russia has slaves, bruh. Ronald Reagan sold trillions upon trillions of dollars in crack cocaine. That's how he got the funding to outpace and outspend the USSR, which encompassed so many goddamn other countries and almost 4 times the land mass. It's disgusting. Look. Hold on. Oh, finish that off. Finish that off in lamentation. Let's do that.
We have watched for a nation that could not save us.
White folks can't save us. And let me explain it to you right quick. The reason why, and it's very simple. Anybody know the reason why white people can't save us? Anybody online? Anybody know? Go ahead, Gabalda.
White people cannot save us because they the one who put us in that position.
God damn, ain't that simple? Ain't that so damn simple? We overthink situations. White people cannot help us with our suffering. They can't help us with our poverty. They can't help us with our incarceration. They can't help us with our problems because they caused them on purpose. Very simple, very down to earth, very black and white. But we don't want to get it through our goddamn heads, man. You had your hand up? Go ahead, brother. Say again. They don't want to help us? Oh, of course not. They're not going to help us because they are the ones that's actually destroying us. They're destroying us for a reason. Look, I'm going to tell you something about white people that disturbs me greatly. That I had to come to grips with in my own goddamn mind. Like, white people hate oppression. They hate oppression for themselves. White people went to war for taxation without representation. They belong to a country in England. You understand that? They were a part of an empire, the British Empire. They could not stand taxation without representation. Some fat king that was halfway on the other side of the globe, taking their little bit of money that they were raping and robbing and excreting and pulling out of the natives and black people in America. They could not stand that this king halfway around the world was getting a cut of that. White people hate oppression. They cannot stand it. They fight against it. They die for oppression. They die against oppression, but this is the problem. This is the thing. They don't respect anybody else's humanity except for their own. They don't care about anybody else's oppression except for their own. You had something?
The king that you mentioned is King George.
No sweat. King George. Was that the end of Lamentations?
21 cuss.
All right, let's get back to Obadiah. This is something in Obadiah I wanted to hit on real quick. I got the cut off. I got the cut off a little early. Salakia.
Can we read Obadiah 1 and 5 again?
Say again.
Obadiah 1 and 5 again?
I think we left off at 5. Any questions online? Anything like that? Probably ain't got. Look, we got to get some followers on this channel, man. Like, y'all got to subscribe, man. And I've been saying for a while, we got to subscribe. Look, we got murders going on in Baltimore, man. Brothers is out here hurting in Baltimore. We trying to do the work of the Lord. We need a little hand. Look, everybody go out there and subscribe to this channel, man. It ain't a lot that we asking, bro. We got forces fighting against us, man. We need our people to help us, man, with this. Look, go out there and push a damn button, Negro. Come on, man. Man, hold on. Dang. All right, wait a minute. All right, let's get all right, we're back to Obadiah. Where you at, bro?
Obadiah 1 and 5, sir.
1 and 5. Look, anybody got any questions about history, about the scriptures, anything of that nature, you make sure that you type it into the comments and I'll get at you real quick right now, front and center. You know what I'm saying? We answer questions up in here. All right? Go ahead, bro.
And I have a question, sir. When it talks about Esau pride, does that also mean about his lust that when they talk about him not getting enough, was that talk about his lust for stealing, breaking, robbing?
Look, he never gets enough. He cannot get enough. Look, think about this. Think about this very carefully. After slavery, white people in the South were the richest people on earth. They could have stopped. They could have took that money, invested that money, and lived like kings. They had enough money to be kings in the earth. They murdered us nevertheless. You understand me? They murdered us nevertheless. They used us. They made laws that were absolutely adverse to being black and living life in America. And I'm going to give you a couple. Walking in tandem with a train, meaning if a train was coming this way and you walk the same way as the train, that was a prison offense. That was a felony. If there was a wooden fence and you took a plank to cook your food for your children, that was a felony offense. You could do 5 or 10 years in prison. Why? Because the white man said that you could be emancipated, you could have freedom unless you commit a crime. So every part of black life was criminalized. This is what we don't understand. Now, once they had us in prison, what they would do was sell us to private companies. And let me tell you how this was worse than slavery. Bruh, this was so much worse than slavery. Look, say they were a lumbering company. Say they were a private company that made their money off of lumber, getting lumber. They would send you down in a swamp with snakes, alligators, whatsoever. They would send you down in that swamp and tell you, come back up this hill with 10 goddamn trees. And they would leave you out there until you came up with as many trees as you could. And guess what? You would be bitten by snakes, eaten by alligators, killed. They didn't give a damn. Because they didn't have any insurance on you. They didn't give a damn about you. They didn't own you as a private owner. You were owned by the state and you were leased to these private companies. So now they didn't give a damn about feeding you, about helping you, any of that. They didn't give a damn about your welfare because they wasn't losing any profit. All they cared about was the profit that you could bring in. And let me tell you why this was worse than slavery. Because 70% of the people that was locked up died in the swamps and on the plantations of these white people, man. Because they didn't give a damn, they didn't own them privately, they were owned by the state. So after slavery, it got worse for black people. That's what we don't understand. There was no freedom. There was more oppression, more terrorism, more barbarism. God damn. Look. There is a forum in Baltimore. There is, and let me ask y'all, have y'all ever heard of, they have like town hall meetings? Not as all. Have you ever heard of that? Like town hall meetings and stuff like that? That's where we will go and plead with our people. You know why? Because that's the forum that we need. Our people don't understand why we're in the position that we're in. Don't understand why we're afflicted with what we're afflicted with. You understand? From there, we will plead with our people. We're going to get that going very soon. PTA meetings, all of that, so that our people can understand what the hell is happening here. And that is in vain, like Lamentation says, to look for people that cannot help us. You had something about
Son, and that's a good thing that you bring that out about forms and whatnot. That is the way to get to our people in the most respectful and broader venue. Then just it's a great way to reach our people because our people are always in places trying to speak up for something, but yet it be the wrong thing. So it's time for them to hear the right thing now.
Yeah, we gonna get that together. We gonna get that rolling. I'm gonna get with y'all on that. We gonna figure out, what's the best way to go about that. But it's absolutely dynamic. And look, our people, we care about the state of our people because a lot of people go to these town hall meetings in Charm City and things of that nature, but we just don't understand. We can't understand what the hell is going on. Like, why are we acting this way? Why are we committing these acts against each other? We don't understand that the white man is the puppeteer behind all of it. We blame ourselves for our afflictions when we did not put our afflictions on one another because we don't have the political power. We don't have the monetary prowess to go about doing any of this. This is a destruction of a people that does not deserve to have chemical warfare against them in this manner. We don't deserve that. We ain't done nothing to nobody, man. We fought in America's military. We built America's city. We've given America all the hell we've got. We've been Boy Scouts. We've been congressmen. We've been judges. We've been police officers. We've been goddamn school safeties. We've been teachers. We've been professors. We've done everything that America asked us to do, but they murder us nonetheless. In vain do we watch. Go ahead, brother. Read it.
Zechariah 11:5. Who possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Look, ain't that prideful? Ain't that shameful? I'm going to murder you and hold myself not guilty. I'm going to come in your house, shoot you in the back, take your inheritance, take your family's inheritance, live in your house while you on the street selling dope and being a bum and being destroyed and dying of every disease under the sun, being immoral. I'm going to take everything you got. Go ahead.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord.
They that sell them say, blessed be the Lord. I'm going to sell you for a profit. I'm going to sell your organs for a profit. And I'm going to say, blessed be the Lord, I'm wealthy. The white man is a piece of garbage, man. The white man has no shame, has no empathy. How can you run the world and you have no shame? This is why the water is poison, the air is poison, the sea is poison, the animals are dying extinct. Because the white man is adverse to life, bruh. If you can't see it, you're blind. Hit me up in the chat room, man. Like, we need to get up. We need more subscribers, man. We're gonna go ahead and cut the class off from here, man. Lord, let's get one more verse from Obadiah. Let's get that real quick. I think we at 6. Give me Obadiah 1 and 6, man. Let's get that real quick.
And one kind. Obadiah 1 and 6. How are the things of Esau searched out?
How are the things of Esau searched out? We went in the past, we went in the Bible, we went in the present, and we showed that this bastard is the same person. He does not change. He lies so intricately. Look, he's the Egyptian, he's the Jew, he's the Hittite, he's the Phoenician, he's the European, he's every goddamn body, but he's nobody. We can go into history to find out that he's not even a damn European, man. How do you search out the things of Esau? You got to study. You got to study the Bible, man. You got to understand what's going on in the scriptures here. The scriptures are telling you about the pride of his heart. That's why Donald Trump just keeps doubling down. If you say something, he know he's wrong. He know he worked with Russia to get elected. He know he had sex with little girls in Russia. He know he was grabbing women by the box. He knows he was buying prostitutes like Stormy Daniels. But he's going to double down every time somebody attacks him. Why? Because the pride in his heart. That describes Edom, Esau in the Bible, man. You cannot deny it. Our enemy that exalts himself as the eagle that destroys us, man. Go ahead.
How are his hidden things stored up? Verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
All the men of thy confederacy. Look, when we say the prayer in Psalms, what is it, Psalms? And we talk about them being confederate against us, this is what we're talking about. When it talks about in Isaiah 42, the angels, that Lucifer was cast out and his angels with him, that's the confederacy, man. That's these other nations that are confederate with this white man to destroy Israel. We know that because every nation of people comes in our community and takes and sucks out all of the inheritance of Israel. Read.
And the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived them. The white man is a fool. Everybody hates the white man. They deal with him because he's powerful. He's powerful. But when it comes down to it, everyone knows that the white man is a thief. Saudi Arabia knows this, man. Iran knows this. South Korea, North Korea knows this. The white man is a thief. He's going to extract and take the inheritance of everybody. And guess what? Everybody hates this thing. Go ahead, Al.
And prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
Yeah, look, they laying in wait for this white man. They laying in wait. Look, every nation going to fight, but when Christ comes, they're going to all turn their guns towards Christ. You understand that? Every nation gonna fight on this earth. They all hate the white man for real. For real. Because he's a thief, he's a terrorist, he's genocide. He's genocide every goddamn race of people on the earth. The only reason why people don't go against him because he has thermonuclear weaponry, which the Lord is going to destroy in an hour. Go ahead, Al.
There is no understanding in him.
No understanding of white people, man. If you're learning the Bible from a white person, dig a grave and lay in it. Push the dirt on yourself. Suffocate and die, Negro. The white man cannot understand the Bible. The reason why he cannot understand the Bible is because he is adverse, perverse to the teachings of God. The Lord said, we are the salt of the earth. Is the white man the salt of the earth? He cannot understand the scriptures because they were ordained and came through, divinely inspired, came through the mind of a black man, and understand what that means. Let's look at white society. Why does the white man require a test, an exit test and an entry test for everything? He requires an SAT. I'm going to tell you why he requires a test for you to get out of high school. It's because the test has been engineered for white people to actually do better. And that's every IQ test. Let me think of the man's name. Damn. The man who engineered the test was a eugenicist. His name was Carl. Damn, I can't remember. I'm going to come back with the name. His name was Carl something. He was a eugenicist. He worked beside Margaret Sanger. And this was the thing. He was a psychologist. And he designed a test that used words that white people understood and used every day. So when he designed the test, he made the test to be under a time restriction. So you could not read over the test a couple of times and get the meaning of it. While white people who use the words every day could understand it outright. And that's what gives us a disadvantage. That's why he makes a test for everything. If you need a certification, you have to take a reading comprehension test. If you need to take a certification for agriculture, you need to take a reading comprehension test. If it's something that deals with math, you need a reading comprehension test. Why? Because it has words that white people use every day that you don't use every day and you don't know the meaning of. So therefore, it takes you longer to read over the sentences and get the meaning. And by that time, the time has run out. The white man is the devil. Right. And with that, I'm going to bring up Officer of 1,000, Gabar Down, to give the announcement.
Shalom. We are the Isupk coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahan. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister come into a school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. This is the 6 month to 1 year rule. It is not to be broken, or you will be facing counsel. Or even worse, you may be kicked out. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3 and 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, 3 will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Up Holy Convocation, which will be the memorial of blowing of the trumpets in September. And then after that, it should be the Day of Atonement in October. Remind Akim and Akwaki to check on social media, such as Isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for Isupk events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, we're going to give a one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Barak Atah, Yahweh Matah, class dismissed.